Hi friends, welcome to codewithsugi YouTube channel. So in the previous video, we have discussed about reserved keywords. Okay. So when we discussed about reserved keywords, I have specified that the reserved keywords cannot be used as an identifier. So there may be a question like, then what is mean by identifier? Okay, then I think this is the right time to discuss about identifiers. So before we get into our video, if you are new to our channel and if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, so you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So please go ahead and have a look on the previous videos. So now we get into the topic identifiers. The name suggests, right? Identifiers means so it will help you to identify something. Okay. In Java, normally we used to name the variable, we used to name the class. Okay. So all those things will be called as identifiers. So mainly the identifiers will talk about how to name the class or how to name the variables. Okay, so let's we see how many types of identifiers we have in Java. Okay, the number one place will be class. Okay, we're going to name the class, right? We should have certain rules and regulation to generate the name for the class. Okay, so that's the reason this identifiers will be applied into the class, and then variables, and then methods. Okay, and then label. So maybe this term is new, okay, because we haven't discussed it till date. Label in the sense, so the language like C++, we have a statement like go to, okay, but there is no such statement in Java, okay, but we have a label to work like go to, okay. So we will discuss all those things later, but you can think like that is a label concept which will help you to perform operations like go to. Initially I said, right, so if we have identifiers, then by default it has to follow certain rules and regulations. Okay, so we will see what is the rules and regulation we have to name the identifiers. Okay, fine. The very first rule will be you have to create identifiers with lowercase a to z and uppercase a to z and the numbers 0 to 9. Okay, and you can use only two different special characters. One is dollar and another one is underscore. Okay, so if you use any one in this, or if you mix all those things in an identifier name, then that will be valid. Okay, if you use any other special characters other than dollar and underscore, then that will be invalid. The second one, obviously you should not use reserved keyword as identifiers. That means you cannot use integer, float. Yeah, we have 50 plus keywords, right? So that will not be used as an identifier. Okay, then these identifiers are case sensitive, and the identifiers should use Camel Case naming convention. Okay, so I think that's all with the rules and regulation part. Okay, now I'm going to take one small sample example class, public class sample, and let's we say private integer num equal to 10, and then public static void main string array of args. So in this program, okay, here let's we see how many identifiers we have. Okay, the sample is the one identifier, and num is one identifier, and args is one identifier. Okay, so totally how many identifiers we have in this example? We have 3 identifiers. So whenever you create all these kind of identifiers, you should follow the rules whatever we have discussed. Okay, so it should defined with small a to z or capital A to Z with 0 to 9. Okay, the number you can use 0 to 9 and then dollar and then underscore. Okay, and one more thing which I forgot to mention, and that is very important one, you should not use digits as first character of an identifier. Okay, this is very important one which I missed to discuss. What it means, you cannot have an identifier like this. So what it means, you cannot have an identifier like 3 num equal to 10. Okay, you cannot have a digit at first, but you can have like this, num 3 equal to 10. Okay, so this is valid, this is invalid. Now we will see few valid and invalid identifiers. So for that I'm going to take one small example like private integer age equal to 13, something like this. Okay, so we all know the age is an identifier. Now we will see few valid identifiers. Age, it's invalid. Okay, and age is invalid. Okay, and age, this is also a valid identifier because Java is a case sensitive language. So for example, if you have a variable like this and if you have a variable like this, both are different variables because Java is a case sensitive language. Or you can have identifier like age 03 equal to 10. Okay, but you cannot have 3 at the front. Okay, and you can have age dollar equal to 10. Okay, this is also a valid. And you can have age underscore equal to 10. Okay, so all these are valid identifiers. And one thing is string and float and integer. Okay, all those things are predefined classes in Java. We haven't discussed this float class, but for time being, just to keep in mind, there is a wrapper classes for all the primitive data types. We will discuss that in the later part. Okay, fine. So for example, I'm taking the string. Okay, the string is a class, right? Okay, so the Java will allow you to have a identifier like this, string equal to 10, and you can have integer float equal to 10. These are all valid identifiers. Even though these are all valid identifiers, okay, it's not a best practice to use the predefined classes as a identifiers. So now we will see about two invalid identifiers. Okay, so the invalid will be, you cannot use 0 age equal to 10, and you cannot use age space 1 equal to 10, or age has equal to 10, or age star equal to 10, because these are all invalid identifiers. So from Java 9 you cannot use underscore equal to 10. You cannot use this single underscore as a identifier. Okay, even though this underscore is a valid identifier, but you cannot use in Java 9, because from Java 9 onwards this underscore is also a reserved keyword. But before Java 9 this is valid. Okay, but in Java 9 this underscore equal to 10 is not a valid from Java 9. Okay, fine. And you can very well use double underscore equal to 10. For Java 9 also this is valid. I will move to Eclipse and we will see few examples in Eclipse so that you can get some good idea about identifiers. I have created a project called identifier project. Then I'm going to create a package com.youtube.learning. Okay, it's done. So I'm going to create a class. I'm going to say learning test or learning session. Okay, I'm going to have it with the main method. We all know how to make a multi-line command. Slash star and then hit enter. You will get a multi-line command because just we going to say what we going to do in this class. Okay, so we're going to learn about identifiers. Okay, so what is the rule we have? The main rule will be should be created with A to Z and then capital A to capital Z, and then you can use 0 to 9 and then two special characters. One is dollar and another one is underscore. Okay, apart from that you cannot use any special characters to create an identity. And then the next one what we have discussed, case sensitive. Okay, and should not begin the identifier with digit, right? Best practice, always you have to use or always you have to create a identifiers with camel case naming convention. And one more thing, you should not use reserved keyword. So now I'm going to create an identifier integer age. Okay, I'm going to say 10. This is valid. Duplicate local variable age, right? Okay, the same name you cannot use. If I say capital age, okay, that is also a valid. And if I say capital E, this is also a valid. If I say integer dollar age or to 10, okay, this is also a valid. So if I say integer underscore age, okay, this is also a valid identifier. If I say integer 0 age, okay, equal to 10, then this is not a valid. Okay, see, invalid identifier. And you can have any number of words or a character for a variable. So say for example age like this. Okay, if you want how much you want you can have it, still it's a valid. And the other one, if I have integer string equal to 10, this is also a valid. Even though the string is a predefined class in Java, you can have it as a identifier. Okay, but using this kind of thing is not advisable. So here you cannot use the reserved keyword in equal to 10. Okay, this is not allowed. It's an illegal. Okay, but you can have a int equal to 10. This is valid. Okay, but these kind of things are not advisable. Okay, and then okay, I will say like integer test space age equal to 10. Okay, this is also a invalid. Okay, because apart from underscore and dollar you cannot use any special character in the identifier. Cannot use like as age, they're all invalid. Integer underscore equal to 10. So a single underscore is not a valid identifier after Java 9. Okay, but before Java 9 you can very well use this. Okay, but this is only after or from Java 9. Single underscore as identifier. So if we use equal to 10, this is also a valid identifier. Okay, and you can use like this also, underscore underscore age equal to 10. Okay, so this is also a valid. Integer float equal to 10. Okay, so even though there is a wrapper class called float, okay, you can use it as an identifier. So I think we almost covered everything with respect to the identifier declaration. Best practice. Okay, say for example if you want to specify a first name, okay, we will use the string as a data type. Then first name equal to, say for example, hello. So here we are following camel case. Okay, because the first letter is started with small and then the next word first letter is started capital. Okay, this is how camel case will be. The camel will be look like this, right? So first it will start with lower. The next word, first letter alone will go with the higher. Okay, then lower, then higher. So this kind of structure we used to say camel case naming convention. So Java is following this kind of naming convention only. That's the reason we used to say camel case. Okay, fine. Say for example, if you want to say username, string username, even though it's a valid, you should not use string uname. Okay, like this. Even though it's a valid, in the readability wise, it will be very difficult when after some time if you want to read it right. So it will be very difficult. What is the uname? Is there any attribute called uname or it's an username? So it will create lot of confusion when we go through the code. So that's the reason always we have to use the proper naming convention to identify the property or a method. I think that's all with respect to identifiers. Okay, we have clearly discussed about what is identifiers and what is the rules which we have to use for identifiers. Okay, still if you guys have any doubt, please feel free to put your comments in the comment box so that we will have a look and we will revert back as soon as possible. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.